Hello, but welcome back to the United Way for the breaking news. Erik Ten Hag has been sacked as Manchester United manager. I mean, look, it wasn't just because of yesterday's defeat to West Ham. There's a couple of other reasons why he got sacked. But Manchester United, Ineos have pulled the trigger and have decided to sack Erik Ten Hag. Again, Richard already in, saying it was the right thing to do. But it was a long time coming, to be fair. It was a long time coming as well. And in the end, yeah, I would say it was the right thing to do as well, to be honest with you. As much as there were times where I would have liked him to say to see how things go, in the end, I was just like, look, if he's sacked, he's sacked. Like, I'm not going to go cry about it. And I'm not. Like, I did back him to a degree. And then I just got to the stage where I was like, it just became, it was just hard to back him anymore. It really, really just was. I mean, we'll start off what came out. Erik Ten Hag has been sacked by Manchester United with immediate effect as exclusively revealed, and Ruud van Nistelrooy will replace Ten Hag as interim manager. The decision has been made. Man United sources say sacking Erik Ten Hag was a difficult and finely balanced decision, but a collective and unanimous one. The club wanted to give Erik the opportunity to work within a new sporting structure, but ultimately, neither the results nor the performances have been good enough across last season and into this one also. I mean, yeah, like it is true. I mean, last season that season was terrible. I think some people were crying out for Ten Hag to get sacked last season. But I do think that FA Cup final victory over City actually bought him another couple of months at Manchester United. I thought he would have lasted until Christmas. I thought Ineos would have waited until Christmas. But in fairness, it did get to the stage where we're like 14th in the league. We're like 20 something in the Europa League. We've only won 4 of our opening games or something like that. So you look at even this season, we wouldn't have been in the Europa League if it wasn't for the FA Cup final win. So there's a lot of, like, it's only when you sit here and you actually think back, the reasons, like, the bad times, you're like, Jesus Christ, it was a long time coming. It really, really was. But I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see who comes in. Will it be Xavi, Thomas Frank? Will it be Nagelsmann? Will it be... It definitely won't be Southgate, because I've seen something like he doesn't want to take a job until next summer. So happy days, because I don't want him anyways. Jesus, no. In that case, should just kept Ten Hag. But now, look, in all honesty, it is sad, but unfortunately, it was coming. That's just, we don't want to do that. That's just the truth of it all, unfortunately. I was coming. Do this. Here we go. I was coming. It really, really was coming. And I think all Manchester United fans who backed him to a degree are sort of accepting it now that he's sacked, and I'm one of them. I did get to the stage where I was like, look, what the hell is going on here? I mean, like, you look at last season, for instance, that wasn't good. That wasn't good enough either. Even the latter stages of his fourth season weren't the best, but we had injuries, so we thought we'd use that as a reason why. And it was his fourth season as well, so let's back off. But then we went into last season, that wasn't good enough either. That was, we made it to an FA Cup final and won, but it still wasn't good enough. And I do hope that the new manager we do bring in is that's our man. Because I'll be honest, I'm sort of sick of bringing in managers and then sacking them, and then it just seems to be a never-ending cycle that we bring in a manager that we think is the man who has a good convincing convincing fourth season or a couple of months, and then before we know it, we're sacking a manager, and we're bringing in a new. I thought when we brought in Ten Hag, looking at his fourth season, I thought we might have our man here. We didn't. We didn't. We were lied to. His first season we finished third, made it to an FA Cup final, won the Carabao Cup, got knocked out in the quarter-finals against Sevilla. FA Cup, obviously, we made it to the final. So, like, we weren't looking bad. Like, the only bad thing I can remember in Ten Hag's first season was the 7-0 loss to Liverpool. And even then, some people were like, what the fuck is this? Get him gone then. But that was his first season. First season was decent enough. Then last season, we finished like 7th or 6th. Got knocked out of the Carabao Cup early. Got knocked out of the Champions League in the group stages. Finished from 4th. The only good thing about last season was we won the FA Cup. That was it. Like that was it. But unfortunately, it is a shame. It really, really is a shame. Because I really would have loved it to work out. From I think Ineos tried to give them as much more time as they could, but then it just got to the stage where they were looking at the results, they were looking at the performances, they were looking at where we were in the Europa League and the Premier League, and it just got to the stage where nothing's improving. In fact, it's getting worse. That's probably what Ineos thought. His things Tim says, I feel sad for him that it didn't work out. Oh, look, it is a big shame. It is a big shame. Look, I know people who had Erik ten Hag out for months are delighted he's gone. But me, who backed him to a degree, was just... It did get to the stage where we were like, look... Well, with me anyways, I got to the stage where I was like, look, if you get sacked, I can't say I didn't see it coming. Because I did get to the stage where it was hard to back him. Or at least pick up from him. So yeah, the fact that he's gone, I didn't think he was going to get sacked today. I didn't think he was going to get sacked today. Like I thought we would have given Leicester, we would have given Chelsea. I mean, that's our next 2 games that Van Nistelrooy has to manage. Well, Leicester definitely being one of them on Wednesday in the Carabao Cup. That's going to be interesting. And then Chelsea on Sunday in the Prem. So it's going to be interesting as well. Will we have a new manager before then? I mean, it'd be quick because we're into Monday. So, I mean, I felt like we should have sacked him, to give us time at least after the when we had the recent international break. I thought we would have. So I actually thought we would have sacked him then, to be honest with you. But I think the draw against Porto and the draw against Villa saved him a bit of time at least. So again, that was an interesting one because he had like a week or two to sack him and then look at other managers and talk. But the fact that we sacked him today and we have a match on Wednesday and Sunday, there's not really much of a big turnaround to do much talk. Well, I'm sure there will be a lot of talking done with other managers. So that'll be interesting. But look, the fact that it didn't work out, did we see it coming? Was it the right thing to do in the end? Would you have given him until the next international break or until Christmas, or would you have done what Ineos have done and sack him right here and right now? But again, do like the video if you haven't already. It's a hectic start to the Monday, I suppose. Well, Monday afternoon now. But did anyone expect him to get sacked today? Like, obviously we lost against West Ham yesterday, and I watched that game. And I mean, look, unfortunately, that was a shit result. Another loss against a side who are having a shit start to the season. They weren't even that good. Well, not having a convincing start, anyways. A bit like us. So, I mean, look, it'd be interesting to see what Van Nistelrooy can do when he takes over as interim manager. I mean, for fuck's sake, I am sick of these days of bringing in managers and sacking them. And it's just, look, obviously it has to be done, but it's just so annoying. It really, really is. Really, really is. But Manchester United wanted to have a continuity at a time of significant change, but we're not seeing the momentum and progress to believe they were on the right path. For the second season in a row, it was a poor start in the league and failed to win the first 3 Europa League games from winning positions. Ultimately, there are no excuses for the current performances, as the club says everything was in place to develop and we're not seeing any improvement. So, I mean, look, there was no improvement being made since last season. Well, look, one thing you have to give Ten Hag, I know he kept going on about it as well. One thing you have to give to him is he won us 2 trophies. And I think we didn't win a trophy since 2017 before he came in. He came in, we won 2 trophies in 2 seasons. Like, you do have to give it to him. Like, he did win us two trophies, which we struggled to win since 2017. Like Mourinho was our last manager to win as a trophy. So the fact he came in and he won us the Carabao Cup in his fourth season, won us the FA Cup last season. Even though last season was a tricky one, it really, really was a tricky one. But let's hope that the new man we bring in is bigger and better. Who that'll be, Xavi's popping up. Thomas Frank's always been around there. Nagelsmann's that popping himself up. Amarin. I think the worry is, will people like Amarin and like Nagelsmann, I know he's the Germany manager, so will he come in? There's probably a chance, but I feel like people like Amarin, obviously Inzaghi at Inter Milan, who we're looking at. I do think the fact that some managers who are in a job might say, look, I'll join you not now, but in the summer, and then we don't want that. We don't want to wait until next summer. We want a manager now. Well, that's what Ineos want. But yeah, let's see what happens. But who would you like as new manager? I don't know who I'd want. Nagelsmann would be a good manager. Nagelsmann or Amarin, one of them two. I wouldn't say no to as the new manager. I wouldn't say no to Amarin or Nagelsmann. Xavi be an interesting one. Xavi and Thomas Frank could be an interesting. But look, let's see what happens. But look, Van Nistelrooy is the man. I don't think it'd be anything like what happened to Oli. Came in as interim, and before we knew it, he had a full-time job at the club. So again, let's see what he can do. I mean, the players will probably be back in Carrington today or tomorrow. So you'd imagine today, because he got sacked, and now Van Nistelrooy probably want to get things straight for the time being while he's in charge. But yeah, it's always interesting at Manchester United. It really, really is. I just didn't expect it to be today. I actually really, really didn't. I thought we would have seen at least until the next international break. But I mean, look, I was even looking at the league yesterday, the league table, and I thought we're 14th or something like that in the league. We only have 2 wins to our name in the league, Premier League. We have 3 draws in the Europa League. Like it is a sort of, you look at it and you see, geez, that Saka was coming. But it was a shame that unfortunately it did come. But most people accepted it in the end. I think most people accepted it after the Tottenham match, everyone after yesterday's game against West Ham. Some have accepted it well before the Tottenham loss, but I think that Tottenham loss was definitely, that was definitely one of the big ones. Like, what the hell is going on here? And the Liverpool one again. Yeah, I mean, Liverpool just seems to be a yearly thing with them. As well. But look, we know Van Nistelrooy has actually managed a club. I think he managed PSV, so he knows what he's doing. But the new manager, look, I'm going to be interested to see who the new manager is going to be. Rich Fay's come out and said 4 names are under consideration to replace Ten Hag. Ruben Amarin with a shrunken tenure, his age, ability to work within a club hierarchy, and recent track record are seen as attractive qualities for Manchester United. Thomas Frank is another contender, with the Brentford manager failing to distance himself from reports in a recent interview. Julian Nagelsmann is another name the Old Trafford officials like, albeit he is currently under contract with the German national team. And then I seen something about Ollie there. Don't bring back Ollie. No, Jesus, no. The players were informed of Erik Ten Hag's second at the time of the official announcement was made. Somewhat, of course, Manchester have not ruled out a formal approach for Gunnar Solskjaer amid the possibility they could be restricted to managerial free agents. I don't know why we'd bring in Ollie. What was the point of second Ten Hag? But Erik Ten Hag is due around £17 million in compensation following the sack. I mean, Ten Hag is walking away with £17 million in his pocket, and I'm sure he'll get a job somewhere else. He might go back to Ajax. He could manage the Dutch team. Like, he's not a bad manager. It's like some of these players don't help themselves either. Like, right, the manager, Ten Hag, he's always going to take the blame. He has to take most of the blame. But some of the players just don't help either. I mean, look at the players over the years who have been here since, like, Maguire was here for manager. Sackins, Bruno, Dallo, who else? Rashford. Like, most of the players that have been here since, like, Lindelof. Like, I mean, there's been a few players that have been about. And again, now people are looking back to, Ronaldo and Sancho and all that. And anyways, look, they didn't help themselves either. So, I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately. We have to move on. Fresh start again. But it's just now we look to who's going to come in. Who is going to come in? We've only scored 126 goals in the Premier League since Ten Hag has taken charge. Bruno Fernandes has actually come out and said something. He said, "Thanks for everything, boss. I appreciate the trust and the moment we shared together. I wish you all the best. Even though in the last period hasn't been great from all of us, I hope you fans can keep with you the good things Erik has done for our club." Yeah, I mean, look, Xavi is I wouldn't be surprised if we bring in fucking Xavi. You'd be interested. I mean, look, Tuchel would have been here if he didn't go to England. Probably, but did we speak to him and didn't like what we heard? Probably. Just once you don't go for Ali. That's just what I'd go for. But look, if anything does break with a new manager, I mean, I'd be surprised if we appoint a new manager today or tomorrow, but you never know. But again, the Manchester United preview, Leicester preview will be out tomorrow. Probably recorded later on today. But look, it's hectic. It's going to be interesting now. That Leicester game just even looks more bigger to see what happens with Van Nistelrooy. He is only interim manager. He has managed before. Will he change formation? Will he change system? If he does, that'll be interesting to see. Then just got to show he didn't regret what Ten Hag was doing all along. Because look at what happened when we played Villa away from home. It looked like there's a bit of a disagreement there between the two managers. Sorry, but look, let's see what happens. Interesting to see. Thanks, buddy, for watching. Do like the video. Comment your thoughts on the Erik Ten Hag second, and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow our social links in the description, and I'll speak to you all on the next one. Thanks for watching.